Welcome back once again. This is the narrator himself, Mr. O, and welcome to day 3, I believe, of my series for the month of August, which I dubbed to celebrate our people, because I know this is the month, the birthday period of Leo the lion. Leo ruled by the sun. The sun is Ra. That's what gives us our energy, gives us our vitality, our vitamin D. For any of the Caucasoids and the other cave dwellers who like to troll, this isn't meant for you. But if you cool with it, then you cool with it, you know. But one of my heroes of my series, my Herus, don't appear on no stamp. And this person here, I know one LVZ will love this, was one of the most influential people to me coming up in the 90s, and still is to this day. My only regret, man, I wish I had the pleasure of meeting him when he came down here to Miami several times. This beautiful brother here is Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Y'all know him as the former minister to Louis Farrakhan for the Nation of Islam. He was Louis Farrakhan's right-hand man. But Khalid had a more ominence, more close to like with the people. I'm not saying Farrakhan don't, but Khalid did. And his words resonated like they're with me. You know, him and Noble Dre Ali, who I did a video on yesterday, both got one thing in common. They're both Capricorns. They're both very stern people, and they're both about their people. Khalid Muhammad is the one, you know, he appeared a lot on Donahue as well. And on top of that, when you mention the name Khalid Muhammad, white people Caucasians just cringed with fear. But more fear than they did anger. Because the fact of the matter, that name resonated fear in their hearts. Khalid Muhammad to so-called white supremacists, to them was like their Freddy Krueger, their Jason Voorhees, their Michael Myers, their Chucky, their Leatherface. Okay? Because he loved his people. Because, I mean, Brother Khalid was about it, you know. He even said at one time, I think I heard a story from a sister from the NOI down here in Miami. I used to take my clothes, I used to have a cleaners right over here on Northwest 54th Street and 12th Avenue. I used to go there all the time and take my clothes to the cleaners there all the time, you know, to support the business. And it was a cleaners / restaurant too. Unbelievable back then during the 90s. And she was telling me a story about like how Brother Khalid said if he go into a courtroom, he gonna bring a law book, which was so thick that you could cut out the pages and all that and put like a 38 special in there. I mean, Khalid was on that. You know what I'm saying? He was on that. But, you know, shortly after, you know, that he left the nation and went and founded the new Black Panther Party, which he founded, which was at one time headed by Malik Zulu Shabazz, who basically was taught under the tutelage of Brother Khalid. You know, Brother Khalid also during this time there too was even stating, as I showed you in the video the last time, I'm gonna play it again, about that. You see him drape the art, the black, the green, and the red, black, and green RBG flag. You know, salute to Marcus Garvey. But Khalid Muhammad was also very intelligent too, because Khalid Muhammad understood about the Constitution. He understood about the law, because otherwise, why would he not say? Why would he say that he's a Moor? Is he a Muslim? Yeah, because keep in mind, Muslim, that's not a nationality or nothing like that. That's more like just a religious faith, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. But if I'm wrong, correct me in the sections, because I don't want to mess this up, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like I said, I love Brother Khalid too, and in February of 2001, you know, they say he died of a brain hemorrhage, aneurysm. But what happened is, like I said, these devils, these demons, keep psychological profiles on people, and they had people that also infiltrated as well, agents per se, you know, and they knew that Brother Khalid loved women, he loved black women, and on top of that, I think what happened, that a sister, so-called sister, quote unquote, put something in his drink or something in his food or drink or something like that, and she sat there while Khalid was kind of sick from whatever he had, and watched him die. Basically, I think the lady's name, she was codenamed Ambush. And exactly what it was an ambush, you know. And she sat there for the 2 to 3 days and watched our brother die. Something she put in there by her sponsors of the Caucasian persuasion. It was a la Fred Hampton all over again. But just because the man himself is gone, but his spirit is still alive and still well. It's alive in me. It's alive in 1LVZ. It's alive in Black Reality TV. It's alive in Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, Cynthia G, a few of the others I can mention. Box Sports TV, 78 Sports News, BO9263, Ticket TV, Town Biz, Dream Chase Boxing, Blood Boxing, Field of Advice Show, and a whole Touring Rain, a lot of us. So basically, I picked him on top of that because Khalid Muhammad had been very high on my mind, and I said to myself, what better way to set it off than on August? And if you think I'm lying about this, let me go ahead and remind you again about what I meant when it came down to this. Courtesy of the brother, let me pull it up right here. Now, you know, that's a picture of the late, great Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, you know.
With the science of the Moors. Who are the Moors? This is one of the most difficult historical questions,
with this.
And in fact, this is the most neglected chapter in Black history.
Day 3 of MyHerusDAONS on the stand.
You a Muslim, Khalid? Yes, I am. But I'm a Moor. Islam. I'm a Moor. And got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. And ain't gonna never argue with you that I'm not a Moor. And wouldn't come in your house or come among you and say I'm a Moor if I didn't feel in my heart, in my mind, in my soul that I am. I'm gonna tell you, goddammit, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know, Moor. So if I say it, I mean it. If I mean it. Generally, I say, are you a Muslim? Yes. But I know my roots. And I ain't come to Kington. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught us about the caving. And he taught us that we are the Asiatic people. Master Farad Muhammad coming behind that strongly taught it to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that we are the Asiatics. We have people now that want to fight us, attack us. Say, you mean you become so degenerate and so sick until you will call yourself an Asiatic instead of an African? Well, I use African just for communication.
Right.
But our lessons ask the question, why? Why what? One of my 5%ers that's in the Panther Party. Why what? Why does the devil call us Africans? And he goes on to say, let's look at it, brothers and sisters. Brother Henry touched on it last night. Do you know that one time the whole earth was called Asia?
That's right.
North Asia, South Asia, East Asia, West Asia. When we say Asiatic, we're not talking about a little continent. We're not stuck on some little so-called Arabs riding some camels. And so we so stuck on them, we just got stuck on stupid. And we started saying Asiatic. We're not talking about a continent. We're talking about when the land mass of what is called planet Earth was different. Huh? Even Saudi Arabia. Let's talk another point here before we finish Asiatic. Saudi Arabia, Israel, Mecca, Medina, all of that is in what is called Africa today.
That's right.
Egypt. Look at Egypt on the map, and the white man want to tell you it's not in Africa. It's in the Middle East. There is no Middle East.
Middle East is man-made.
No Middle East. Absolutely not. The Middle East is nothing but a man-made ditch separated from the mainland of Africa by what is called the Suez Canal. All of it is northeast, what is called Africa today. All of it. Look at it for what it's worth, brothers and sisters. But at one time, the whole planet, look at South America and what is called Africa today. Cut them out and you can fit them together like a puzzle piece. The planet Earth was different, as it is called today. It had a different land mass. We're called Asiatics, again, not because of a continent, because at one time the whole planet was called Asia. You just want to claim a spot? For the whole thing. Africa is not our home. Let me let that hang in the atmosphere for a while. I said at this gathering of the masters, Africa is not your home. It's not our home. Africa, as it is called today, is our throne. And from that throne, we ruled our home, which is 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth, and 76 quintillion miles throughout the distance of the diameter and the sphere of light of the diameter of the universe.
You love a man who randomly killed 6 people on a commuter train?
I love Colin Ferguson just as much as the masses of white Americans love General Schwarzkopf, General Westmoreland, General Patton, General MacArthur, and Eisenhower. America awards her killers, and they get ribbons and stripes and bars. I'm sensitive to the pain and suffering of the loss of life on that train, but I'm one of the rebellious slaves. And so when black people stand up out of pain and suffering and frustration, I understand after 500 years.
You talk about when white folks can't defeat you, you said in your speech at Kane, they'll always find some Negro, some boot-licking, butt-licking, buck-dancing, bamboozled, half-baked, half-fried, sissified, punkified, pasteurized, homogenized nigger that they can trot out in front of you. I would ask you, Mr. Muhammad, is Jesse Jackson a boot-licking, homogenized nigger?
To the best of his ability, I believe he tries every day.
Here you are mocking Jesse Jackson at a speech, I believe this is Howard University. Roll the tape.
Oh, bootlicking, buck dancing, scratching, shuffling, messy Jesse Jackson. You keep I am a somebody. I am a somebody. Keep hope alive. I am a somebody. I don't rightly know who the hell I am, but I am somebody.
Yeah.
Brother Khalid wanted to laugh so bad.
Are you an entertainer, or are you a committed person to black people?
I'm so glad you asked that question. I believe that the liberation and salvation of the black nation must be brought about by black people gaining a thorough knowledge of self after our 500 to 6,000 year Holocaust, where we have lost over 600 million. And so I believe that that education process must be a process of two steps: inspiration and information. So I seriously give information, but black people are people of rhythm and spirit, so I also give inspiration.
From your speech at Kane College in 1960, Chief Lafouille, the head of the ANC, received a Nobel Peace Prize. You reported to your audience, reminded them, for nonviolent struggle. Just like Mandela just received it with F.W. de Klerk. How could you stand with your oppressor and your enemy and receive the Nobel Prize for nonviolent struggle? You have, you do not support then Nelson Mandela's strategy in the struggle to free black people in South Africa?
Let us first of all be very clear here, Phil. Nelson Mandela is my brother.
So
he is a member of the family, and so is Jesse, and Jesse is a very brilliant man. We just want him to return home and stop being used by the enemy and the oppressor against his people. Now back to Brother Nelson Mandela. And certainly we can never mention Nelson without mentioning Winnie Mandela. But Nelson Mandela's attempt at a multiracial government in South Africa after the murder of men, women, children, and babies, and the rape of South Africa, a criminal settler colony that has been established like Israel there in that part of the world. I cannot go along with one man, one vote. Let me say why. If someone broke into your home, Mr. Donahue, and actually bum rushed your home, and black boots stomped your door down, and came in and robbed and raped everyone in the household, and was able to take the wealth of your home and parlay it into an empire. This is an invader. This is an intruder. This is a murderer. This is a burglar. This is a criminal. So you have no responsibility to share your home with them after they broke in and committed the crimes that they did.
You want
everywhere the white man go, he bring misery all throughout history. Look it up. Everything the law has touched, they fuck it up. Every government is set up to be corrupt. Everywhere the white man go, he bring misery all throughout history.
Yeah, man. I wanted to do that one for God knows how long. But major props go down to Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, because his spirit still lives right through us and for us and whatever, and so on and so forth. He just basically took up what Brother Malcolm had laid down, you know. But the thing about with that, see, they don't want a person, as far as if you let the Caucasians get out there and tell it to you, that they'll tell you first thing come out their mouth, oh, he was anti-Semitic, he was a racist, and all this stuff like this. As I said before, black people cannot be racist because we don't control or own any resources or corporations and stuff. Because even if we did, it would never benefit us. Because when it comes down to systemic racism and white supremacy, I'm saying we don't have that power. They have that power in these corporations, and the resources they control. So you got power plus prejudice, which they are naturally inherent with. That equals racism right there. And that's what we stand up against all the time, you know. But unfortunately, when it, you know, this shit go down, like I said before, see these old buck dancing, boot licking, tap dancing, homogenized, pasteurized, chicken fried, sissified, watermelon eating Sambos, they gonna be the first ones to go. You know, Ray Lewis, Shaq, Stephen A. Smith, you know, the rest of these clowns, they gotta go. Well, let me know what y'all think about it. Think about it in the comment sections. You know, share, subscribe. You know, make sure you click the bell so that way when I upload new videos, y'all get that notification either on your PC or on your mobile. And I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of My Herus Don't Appear on a Stamp.